Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Mevo Live. I'm Joe Capar. I'm the Senior Technical Specialist here at Mevo, and we have another really great show for you. If it's your first time tuning in, be sure to put your questions in the chat. That way myself or Will can answer those live today for you. If you have anything you would like to see demoed, we both have Mevo 2.0 and the Multicam app ready to go. For today's production, we are going to be using two Mevo starts. Both of them are running via NDI over Power over Ethernet adapters. And actually we're using three. I guess that scenic shot that you've seen during the countdown is also running NDI, but that one's running wirelessly on a 5 gigahertz network. For our audio, I've got a blue baby bottle. I believe he is using it's the blue Bluebird, right? Right, yeah. Blue Bluebird. So he's got the blue Bluebird. Let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. Let's just go to the two shot and you can see there's Will. Hey, Will. Nice. So Will's got himself a blue Bluebird over there, and these are both XLR microphones, and they are running into a Xenix 1202 mixer, and then the output of that is going directly in the back of my Mevo Start with a 3.5 TRS cable. And then we are going directly into, or we're broadcasting this via NDI, like I mentioned, and it's going into OBS. We're using OBS for basically projecting our devices, right? So we're going to demo a lot of things. So if you look over here, we've got the Mevo app set up. There's the Mevo 2.0 app. We also have this other configuration ready to go. So we can demo multicam, we can demo Mevo 2.0, we can do all of those things. And that's all thanks to Streamlabs OBS. We're using NDI to get to that point. So for today's show, we're going to do a lot of really neat things. We're going to talk about, basically why you should get a Mevo Start. We're going to talk about what you would need to accomplish the same things with the Mevo Plus opposed to using just the Mevo Start. So that's really what we're going to talk about today. Will's going to also go over some tips and tricks for multicam, showing you how you can take advantage of some in-app things, or not app things, I guess it would be like an operating system feature. And then he's going to talk about some other things according to like setting up in the Mevo 2.0 app, some audio stuff, and then going to multicam and showing you how those features simply move on over. Before we get into all of those things, let me go ahead and talk to you about all our other shows. So one of the topics, like I mentioned, is going to be Will talking about some of these tips and tricks, and that's specifically because he went over them yesterday in the Multicam show, and we thought those to be very interesting tips, and we wanted to make sure we shared those today during our more in-depth stream. Outside of the Wednesday stream, which is the Multicam show stream, we also have the Tuesday stream, which is Ask Mevo Anything. You get basically one-on-one with me. I answer any question that you have Mevo related, and we also demo a lot of things there as well. On Friday, which is our show tomorrow, you'll get Joseph Pisani. He is going to go over our audio show. He's going to go over internal audio settings. He's going to go over different types of microphones and, patterns and all of those things that, maybe you would like a little bit more information on. I know even working for Mevo for as long as I have at this point, I still learn a lot from both of these individuals when it comes to audio. He's an audio engineer. He's got a background in audio engineering. Will's got a background in production. So if you want to learn some things, I know I learn things. So if there's things that you would like to learn, let us know during the shows, and we would be more than happy to cover those and go in depth, whether it's, Mevo related, stream related, audio related, video, lighting, whatever it might be. We're more than happy to go over those. As I mentioned, please make sure you put your questions in the chat. That way we can see all of those, and we can actually get those directly on our stream. I don't want to jump into those just yet. Outside of our shows, I also want to talk about our referral program. So our referral program is a program where you can earn 5% commission for every referral that you do on mevo.com/referral. You get to create a little coupon code. They save 5%, you earn 5%, and it is a win-win for everyone. And the best part about that 5% looks pretty good when you've got the Mevo 3-pack. The Mevo 3-pack is $9.99 on the US store at mevo.com. And basically, you're going to earn 5% of that if you refer somebody and they get to use your coupon code that is custom to you. And these are back in stock. So both the Mevo 3-pack and the Mevo Start, the individual units are all in stock and ready to be shipped out. So make sure you get your order in while supplies last, and we'll get that right out to you. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about a little bit why you would want to go from a Mevo Plus, Mevo First Gen with a boost, or maybe you just have the individual unit. I don't want to confuse anyone who may not have a boost, but maybe you have the individual unit. Why would you want to go to the Mevo Start? Now, one of the biggest things right off the bat is we have two devices here, right? So we've got this giant battery, and then we've got the Mevo Plus. If we just go, apples to apples, just unit for unit, no accessories, right? So the Mevo Plus is only going to give you 45 minutes or about 45 minutes of battery life, internal battery life. The Mevo Start is going to get you up to 6 hours of battery life. The microphones on the front of the Mevo Plus are right under this grill, and that basically gives you a single direction or omnidirectional, not omni's the all directions. Basically, you're going to get that single direction audio source, right? So it's going to come right into there. Whereas the 3 MEMS microphones with the advanced audio processing. So basically, it can process general audio, music, speech, and then even do some wind elimination. But basically what you're going to be using with these microphones is it can tell basically where the audio source is coming from and eliminate audio from the other directions based on where it detects basically the prominent sound. So if this microphone's hearing audio before this mic or these two microphones, it hears the same thing, then it's going to start eliminating some of those external sounds and noises. That way your speech or music, whatever it may be, is being isolated and basically, I don't know, boosted, I suppose, with like auto gain. But basically the audio processing for this is just significantly better. Other things, right? So we've got the the micro USB port on the back. The micro USB port on the back of this is pretty flexible, just like the USB-C. The big difference is that micro USB does not do any kind of fast charging, where the USB-C on the back of the Mevo Start, you're going to get 0 to 80% in about an hour and a half, which 0 to 80% of 6 hours is like over 4 hours of battery life. Within that same period of time, you're going to get 45 minutes of battery life from the Mevo Plus. So significantly different there. Other things that we're looking at. So they both have threaded adapters. If I had the adapter for the Mevo Plus, I would show you. Unfortunately, I had it mounted the boost. However, it looks extremely similar to the thread here and the thread here. They both have the basically adjustable threading adapter. So you're good when it comes to mounting and things like that. Now, outside of the things like battery life and such, we've got lens differences. We also have sensor differences. The field of view for the Mevo Plus is 150 degrees with the 1080p capable, or no, 4K sensor, but it's basically you can only stream at 1080p, but you can record at 4K. Now, a lot of people look at that 4K and they're like, well, it's got a 4K sensor, so it's just simply better, right? Not true at all. The 1080p sensor in the Mevo Start with the 84 degree field of view, it actually performs better in low light. It performs better. It records at 1080p, 50 megabytes per second bit rate recording, and then it streams also in that 1080p. Now, the big difference between the two is this can do both independently. When you record or save a recording from a stream, you're basically only getting a copy of the stream. So any blips, drops, frame drops, any kind of issues you have with your stream are going to be affecting your recording directly. The Mevo Start, it can record and stream independently, which means that you could be recording or streaming at 2 different resolutions. You can, when you get that recording, it's going to be up to 50 megabits per second, where your stream's only going to be limited to about 6. So the quality is significantly different. Now, the file size will be significantly different as well. 50 megabits per second is pretty high compared to this, which is basically saving your stream when you save it to the recording. Once you're done and you press save record or save stream to SD card, you're getting a copy of it. Now, those are 2 of the really, really big differences. Another really big one is that the Mevo Start is PoE capable, which means I can power this thing from 300 feet away using a PoE enabled device, whether it's a modem or a router, and this is not. You basically are stuck using USB. And then there's other things like webcam. So there's a few webcam limitations when it comes to the Plus and Start. Let's talk about that a little bit, if you don't mind jumping in there, Will.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So webcam limitations for the Mevo Plus, unfortunately, with wired webcam mode, it does not transfer audio as well, just like unlike the Mevo Start, which does transfer both audio and video in wired webcam mode. Wireless webcam, it's the same, so it can transfer both audio and video for both devices. But there are also things like NDI, which is very similar. It lets you connect wirelessly with the Mevo Start that you can't do with the Mevo Plus.
Yeah, and that's what we're using today. Is we're using NDI for all three of our cameras. So his is hardwired with the PoE, mine's hardwired with PoE, and then we've got that third shot, which is this window shot that we showed you at the beginning, and that's running wirelessly using NDI as well, which allows you to use it with tons of different software, whether it's vMix, Ecamm, Wirecast, Streamlabs OBS, Livestream Studio 6. All of those things can accept NDI, and this does not have NDI. NDI is almost like an industry standard these days. So to be able to have NDI on a camera, especially at this price point, is just unheard of up until the Mevo Start was released. I actually did an interview with NewTek not too long ago discussing specifically that was, how did NDI change the Mevo Start and, coming in at that price point. So if you do want to go check out that interview with NewTek's YouTube channel, you can go and take a look at that. Now, other things are, you can absolutely connect this Mevo Plus or Mevo First Gen to a boost. And it does add about 8-9 hours of battery life. It also adds the ability to use a USB-A cable. It allows you to use Ethernet if you want. There's a lot of things that it does allow you to do. But as you can see, it quickly became significantly larger. So it became about 60% larger than it was. And now it's going to basically be in the way of anybody who is at your production, whether you have a live audience or spectators or whatever it may be. I mean, look at the size difference, right? I mean, people will not be bothered at all by a Mevo Start. It's smaller than a microphone. So if you're like at a concert or something, no one's going to notice this. Now, this big, long unit, I mean, it's a little bit more, noticeable. Not the dig on the Mevo Plus. It's a great unit, and the Mevo Boost is a great unit. But size, you can't ignore it at all. Other things to really think about is basically you can't purchase these anymore. So if you only have a Mevo Plus or a Mevo First Gen and you want to accomplish the same things that you want to accomplish with the Mevo Start, you're looking at significant adapters and cables to make the same things happen. So say I want Ethernet, right? And I can't find a boost anywhere. They're discontinued. You can't even purchase them anymore. So say I do want Ethernet. So now I'm looking at, I've got to get this OTG cable, plug that in, make that kind of work. All right. So now I've got some more stuff hanging from there. Let me go ahead and grab, so I've got an Ethernet adapter. I can go ahead and plug that bad boy in. So now I'm internet capable, but the issue is now the Mevo Plus doesn't provide power, right? So this hub's not even going to be able to work. It's not going to be able to function. So now I've got to introduce power to it. I don't think this is a USB cable, is it? It's an extender. Of course it is. But now I've got to introduce a USB cable to power this hub. If I want to add audio, I can go ahead and, bring in a USB input here, throw another one of these on here and then run a cable to that. This is all types. It hasn't been used for a while, has it? I don't know. I'm not sure what else I would want to add. Maybe a battery pack. If I had a battery pack, I could hook it up here. But now I've got this really abundantly clear and ugly solution. And not to mention, by doing this, what we just did was introduce 3-4 more ways that this could fail. I mean, each one of these, you're depending on it to work successfully. Now, when you have an integrated solution, you've got USB, you've got the 3.5 input on the back. You don't need all of these extra adapters to accomplish the same exact thing. And it simply looks prettier. And that's huge. When you're streaming, the last thing people need is an eyesore at an event. When you're trying to do your production, you don't want more things to fail. So, if your audio fails, what if the whole entire hub fails, then everything fails. But if one of these fail, then, internet's pretty important. Sound's pretty important. All of these things they're very important things to have. And by just simply having it integrated inside the device, you don't have to worry about all these third-party applications or software solutions, whatever it may be. You don't have to worry about any additional hardware that has not been tested and tried and true failing when you've got a Mevo Start that has all of these functions built in automatically. Now, one thing I did fail to mention is that the USB-C not only offers that quick charging, and also offers audio. You can absolutely use USB-C audio solutions. This isn't the best example because this doesn't work. But, you know, if I had a USB-C cable that was going into a USB-A or something, I could absolutely plug in. Or if you have something like a Scarlett or a Xenix 502 USB, 802 USB, any kind of USB mixer or mixer or soundboard that has no extra driver requirements. That's a huge thing. If it requires drivers, you won't be able to use it. But if it standalone works without drivers, then you can 100% take advantage and plug that directly into here and control all your audio simply like basically how we are now. We're using the 3.5, but if we wanted to, we could go USB directly into the Mevo Start and accomplish the same thing. So it looks like we've got a nice little little line of wait. Is this question here? Is that a real question? It looks like we have some questions here that we need to go over. So let's just jump into it. Let's see what we've got. Let me go over here. Can you push me some questions, sir? Let's see what we've got. Perfect. Can the Mevo USB port be used to add external storage capacity, or could this be a function added to a future firmware update? That's a great question, Jonathan. So currently you can't use the USB port for storage. However, I think it's a great idea, and I'm not sure what the limitation for that would be, but I would absolutely love to bring it up to the team and see if that's a potential future feature that we can offer. I definitely love the idea, especially like I was talking about that higher bit rate. It's going to eat up micro SD cards. So, I mean, we obviously have larger cards, you can 256, 500 gig cards, and those will last a while, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people, I'm especially guilty. I don't delete footage like ever. Because I never know if I might need it. I don't know if something could happen to my computer, and then I can just, you know, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like deleting things. So I could see like an SSD or something like that being an extremely useful tool to have available. All right, let's see what we've got next. Thank you, Jonathan, for your question. Can I add a secondary Sony camera to Mevo? That is a great question, and who better to ask than the person who does multicam? That's a two-camera question if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, so you definitely could do that using something like OBS on the computer. You can't do that in the Multicam app. But yeah, you can definitely get creative with the different types of cameras that you take advantage of using computer software switching like OBS, Wirecast, vMix, Ecamm, all that stuff.
100%. You can definitely take advantage of all of those things. You just can't use it in the Mevo 2.0 app. You can't use it in the Multicam app. But like I mentioned, the Mevo Start 100% works NDI webcam mode. You can 100% bring it into third-party software that also recognizes you know, a third-party camera, whether it's a Sony or anything like that. But you know, if you haven't made the jump to purchase that Sony, I would go take a look at that three pack of Mevo Starts. That's what I would do. It's a great question. Thanks for asking. Let's see what else we've got here. Eric Taylor says, can the Mevo Start work with apps like StreamYard? 100%. I actually know I did an interview, I believe, with, is that what DJ Mike Marquez was using? He used Streamlabs. Yeah. So I did an interview with him. He was using Streamlabs. We both used Mevo Starts. So, what is it? StreamYard? StreamYard. Streamlabs. It gets stuck in my head. Yeah, 100%. He was using StreamYard. I was using StreamYard. He was using StreamYard. Yeah, anyways, he brought me in as a guest on StreamYard. We were both using Mevo Starts in webcam mode. And I don't know if StreamYard accepts NDI. It's a web-based solution, so I'm not positive. But I know you can 100% use it with webcam mode. So if that's something you're interested in, I would go for that. All right, thanks for the question. Let's bring in another one. Ed says, will there be overlay graphics built into Mevo 2.0 app similar to how these functions are built into the Multicam app? If you're asking about the same like format, I mean, the Mevo 2.0 app has graphics. So, I mean, it's with Vimeo Producer, and it is built in directly into the app, just like Multicam. You just need a login to access them. If you're asking if we're ever going to introduce free graphics to Mevo 2.0, I don't know. It's kind of out of my decision making. I don't have that kind of power. I have no idea. No clue. But thanks for the question. But yeah, you can absolutely do graphics with Mevo 2.0. I just don't know what the future holds when it comes to graphics and accessibility like multicam. Let's see here. Sanskrit, suggest on a Mevo Start Pro model with built-in PoE, Ethernet, NDI port, 2 USB-C ports, one for power, one for audio. I like it. I'm in. I'd buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd buy it. It's a good suggestion. I like it. Sanskrit again. Oh, here we go. This one's yours.
Multicam app suggestion: do not allow iPad home button to minimize the app, which results in shutting down the stream. Bring up a pop-up warning box. So unfortunately, how the iPad functions, whether it has a home button or it's the swipe up for the iPad Pro, unfortunately, that's like very ingrained into the iOS software, and you can't take that out no matter what kind of app you have. But I definitely understand that it can get tricky to have that accidentally happen. Unfortunately, yeah, it's kind of just built into.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. They think we should have a pop-up, and I don't disagree.
Yeah, I don't think the pop-up would stop you from, exiting an app.
I wonder, yeah, if you press the home button, I don't know. I've never tried to develop something like that, but if it was possible to be like for the app to say, hey, I'm not going to close, I'm going to prompt them first after they press that button. I don't know, because like the home button's kind of like it like trumps everything, right? So yeah. It's not really something that's built into the app. It kind of overrides the app. Right. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I can definitely bring it up if there's a way for us to do a prompt like that. I totally agree that's 100% something that we should look into. Yeah. I just don't know if it's possible. All right. Oh, I don't have questions on this one. I'm gonna have to switch back over to the main. There we go. Can I do this? Where can I put questions up here? Can I do it up here?
There you go.
Is that a thing? Does that look okay? It's over.
Right over the E there.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
There you go.
There we go. Now we can be on the screen together with some questions. We did it. All right. Drums for Success says, is there a remote for the Mevo? I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the app, isn't it?
Yeah.
The app's kind of the remote for the Mevo. I mean, if you're talking about like a standalone, like a TV remote, no, there's not one of those. But yeah, yeah, the app is 100% a remote. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Thanks for the question. Robert says, will the Multicam app allow for NDI-HX in for a PC screen capture or another non-Mevo NDI-HX camera?
So,
I need to get clarification.
Doubtful on bringing in a non-Mevo camera to the Multicam app, but NDI is definitely something that we're looking at for adding to the Multicam app. So hopefully it is something that we can add in the future, but yeah.
Has anybody gotten clarification from the team if it's in or out or both?
I don't think so.
I haven't. I'm gonna have to ask. I'm just gonna go ahead and write that down. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that down in my notes because I definitely want clarification because I'm not sure because we do have NDI coming soon on the website. I wasn't part of that conversation, so I don't know. Is NDI in, out, or both? Question mark.
Really creative having NDI in and out. You could do some really cool things for sure. Screen capturing, adding videos. You could do another input. It wouldn't be like a native input.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Oh.
That would be very exciting.
I definitely pressed the wrong button. Okay. Wait, do I still have that up? I'm gonna check.
On the Mevo.com website.
No, I was looking at the because I seen your message about getting rid of my title. Let me hide this question. So my title's there. Was it blocking when I was showing my things?
A little bit.
Oh man. Not good at this game. All right, Brian says, I loved your video that you did out on the ball diamond. Oh, he's talking to you. That's you. That's a you.
I loved your video that you did on the ball diamond. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing that as well. The router, can you explain in detail how you hooked that up? I assume it was hooked up via an external hotspot.
We were just talking about that.
So, this is funny because like a lot of people do ask this question, and it's a lot simpler than it may seem. So basically, I actually have it right here. I was using this Orbi router. This is a regular home router. And the reason that is so much better than, say, a mobile hotspot is you get so much more room, so much more range for your Mevos to be on different areas of the field. So basically, you have this router or Wi-Fi hub, and that creates this Wi-Fi network, and then you connect everything, including your phone, to that network. So all the Mevos and your phone, and then that's how the Multicam app connects to all the Mevos, just like you would on regular connected to Wi-Fi. But once you start streaming from the Multicam app on that Wi-Fi, your phone will automatically start streaming using your cellular signal. So that's how you do it. It's really, really easy, actually, but it seems like it would be a little bit more complex.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to put an article together sooner rather than later. One for suggested modem routers, batteries, whatever it may be, to get these configured. Because I know a lot of people have that question, and I mean that's why we were talking about it earlier. Because I wasn't exactly sure, because in my head that's not how things work, but that totally makes sense, kind of question mark. Okay, so we got some clarification from our good friend in marketing, Dan. Commented on the suggestion for the pop-up for multicam. So he says, if you turn on guided access on your phone or tablet running iOS, it'll prevent multicam from closing because it requires a triple click on the power button to exit.
That's smart.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of a little workaround. I still like the pop-up idea for sure. But, you know, if you do have if you're having issues with this, then enabling that guided access would be a wonderful option for you.
I wonder what you would do for Android, because how do you avoid the swipe up on Android?
You don't have to. Android don't stop the stream in the background, right?
Right.
You can run in the background. So if you leave the app and it's whatever,
Yeah.
just go back. As long as you don't close it, then I mean you close it, then I mean that's definitely gonna end it.
That makes sense.
Awesome. Let's bring in that last question. Skip Williams says, any time frame for audio mixer and multicam? Not that I'm aware of. I've not read anything, unfortunately.
As soon as the very first developer release comes out for that, though, I will definitely demo that on the Multicam show.
There you go. So yeah, as soon as that comes out, and even an internal build, which we get access to, we will 100%, and when I mean we, I mean will 100% demo that on our Multicam show on Wednesdays. So once again, very important. If you're interested in seeing those things before they come out, or if you're interested in what we're working on, all of our shows are what you want to do. I mean, if it's a new audio feature, you're going to find that in the audio show. If it's a multicam feature, even if it's audio, is also going to be in the multicam show. If it's new in the Mevo 2.0 app, I'm probably going to demo it there. So if you want the latest and greatest information, make sure you like, subscribe, follow all of us at Mevo Camera, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Wonderful. All right. It looks like we have one more question. We might as well hit that before we jump into kind of demoing what the multicam feature, or the multicam trick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get that last question. Oh, it's the wheel of death, I think. You know, for that Mac being, you know, it's not a low end Mac computer. So like for it to struggle as much as it does, I'm kind of not impressed with it. Yep, I see that. Sanskrit's asking, will multicam audio have EQ?
You know?
Oh, there it is, and it's gone again.
Quick tease there.
There it is.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's very likely, but
I like the idea. I know that.
yeah, not quite in the betas yet.
Yeah, I think our first priority is obviously getting all of those other audio features in before we start adding audio, like technicality kind of stuff. That's a great question, though. I'm going to assume so. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Here's another good question. I'm watching the questions. I monitor the questions that he puts in just because I want to know if we have more. So I'm watching them as they pop in. Unfortunately, the computer doesn't want to always cooperate. But if it is going to cooperate, feel free to shoot that back over, because that's another good one. It's a common question that we always get. You don't know if it's going to fit.
There we go.
It's okay. It's on. I mean, it's on a white background. You can't even tell. Cool. So Brian says, is there a possibility of adding a mute button on the Multicam app so we can mute sound at any time? I was streaming a ball game and someone was playing music in between innings, and Facebook shut my stream down. Boo.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. Facebook does that, and they're really strict about music for sure, and
Yep.
they've definitely been getting worse about it. So you know, there definitely is the mute button in the Multicam app. It's not, you know, directly on the homepage, but you can access the mute button.
You know,
super quickly.
those are two buttons that I really wish we did have though. Mute button and the lock screen button. Like where I can't accidentally tap the screen and I can mute audio immediately if I so choose.
Yeah.
I think those would be two very solid features. And I mean, we've got some real estate. I mean, let's take a look real quick. Oh, that's not what I wanted to show you. Let's get this back over here. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Wonderful.
Tons of real estate.
Look at that. Yeah, look at this little real. Like we've got buttons everywhere. I mean, there's like you just put them right down here, or even on the top left, so you don't accidentally press something else. Maybe, like I don't know. I don't want to accidentally press the screen because this is the camera that I'm using. Look at that. I can't not click on my face, and it is, isn't it? It's like a dance. Anyways, I can't wait for the end of year highlights that Dan's gonna put together. I hope he puts together because last year was fun. Last year's was fun. But no, that's a great suggestion. Thanks, Brian, for the question and suggestion. As you can see, there's obviously a lot of real estate, and hopefully we can make that happen. Hopefully we can make that happen sooner than later. I know our program managers are extremely interested in making things that you guys want happen. So the more vocal you all are about it, the more we can prioritize it. Oh, is Fred here? Fred's in the show? Let's do it. Let's go back to our two shot with Fred. So Fred says, can there be a feature to not split up recording clips? No. Unfortunately not, Fred. So the reason that this is, I wouldn't call it necessarily a feature. It's more like a fail-safe. So the reason that this is because it's to avoid corruption of files. The last thing we want is someone to stream or record something and then you lose the entire thing. I think it's safe to assume that most people, if something was going to fail, they would rather lose part of it and not all of it. And then last but not least, it may split a little bit more often simply because of the format they're using. Now it's going to split regardless of the format. However, it could split more often if you're using FAT32 instead of exFAT. So I would recommend formatting it in the Mevo app. That way you get the recommended format. So, but if you do use FAT32, it's going to work. It's just going to it's going to split more frequently, which I mean could be a benefit to you if you want to make sure that your files are you lose less technically if something was to corrupt.
Right.
Great question. It's a great question. And it's actually a very common one. So a lot of people don't really know why that is there. Spinning wheel. All right. So it looks like Joshua Dunn says, how do I power off the Mevo mic app on working Android devices? You just close the app, right? You can just close the app. Yeah, but if you close the app, I mean, don't just minimize it. Right. So if you minimize it, it's going to run in the background. Otherwise, just close the app like you would anything else and it'll automatically disconnect. There it is. It made it. Welcome to the show. Question?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. Awesome. How many we've done through like 20 questions already? All right, let's get a little bit into the Multicam app. Will showed a little bit about how you can take advantage of the real estate that you get on a tablet when it comes to the Multicam app. So I'm going to just go over and pull up the app area for him. Let me get rid of me because it's just not appealing, and show a little bit what that looks like. So we've got an iOS device on the left and an Android on the right, so we can demo either or, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I saw a Facebook post, I think it was last week, where somebody was saying that it's a bummer that you can't exit out of the app, especially on iOS, to check chat while streaming. But you can actually do a little bit of multitasking on iOS. So let me show you that real quick. So if you swipe up from the bottom, I see my saved apps here, and I've got YouTube, so I can just drag that onto the screen. And now I can go right into the live chat.
I see me.
This does not close or affect the app negatively at all.
That is way easier than doing it for Android, I think.
Yeah. Well, Android's not too bad either.
I mean, it's not terrible, but like, you've got to like, so you've got to, I mean, you'll show it in a second, but because I do this on my phone with Waze and, you know, I'll have, that's, I probably should, I have like Waze and like Hulu or Waze and Netflix or something up. It's just so I can have some sound in the background while I'm driving. And it's just like, I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of extra steps. No, see, that's actually not nearly as bad as
Right?
my phone's different. My phone's apparently a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, this phone's much smaller. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
there is that. But yeah, as you can see, you can very easily
Ooh.
multitask and check chat just like that. Really, really easy on both devices.
I like the Android one because it doesn't cover the buttons. The buttons just shift up.
Yeah, that is nice.
So-
But yeah, this is only for tablets. I don't believe that this can be done on the phones, right?
I don't know. I have an Android phone around here somewhere. If you do want to do it on an Android phone, I will test to see if that's possible. We also have a.
Probably do it with the Android phone to split the screen, but I think you would not really be able to read anything. I think
Yeah, it's
there's
small.
not enough room.
Small for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely small. Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely that. It's you can monitor chat. Who doesn't want to do that, right? So I mean, we're lucky enough. We have a third body here that's able to read and type, which is wonderful. He's very talented. Copy paste master, my friend. But I mean, I get it. Like, you're not, especially with the Mevo. The point is to have your own production without a team. So to have a single Mevo and you want to monitor chat, it's a lot easier to do that without having multiple different devices. And tablets give you that real estate. So you may as well take advantage of that little trick, especially for multicam. Is it possible for Mevo 2.0? No, I don't think it is, because it's like a full screen app, which I guess this kind of is too, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Well, I don't think I can do it with mine. I think my iOS is outdated.
Well,
Yeah, if we try it on that though, it'll look weird, but it might be worth it. Kind of curious. Yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's let me get rid of the Android, and then we'll also get rid of. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Nope, not that one. This one.
we get to.
We're on the you know, a little random, but
There you go. You can
look at that. Look at that.
app as well.
That's excellent. Love it. Big fan. Okay. All right. Now that we've messed up. Oh, I was about to say, now that we've messed up the entire production, let's oh, look at that. That was way easier to shift back to.
Nailed it.
Excellent. We're doing things. All right, let's get into some more questions, all right? Let's see what else we've got. I know we've conjured up some questions while we were showing you guys all the cool tricks. Brian says, so that you said there is a way to mute the microphone if I had to or wanted to. Could you show us where that's at? I can. I got this. Wait, he's not using multicam, is he?
Yeah, he was talking about multicam.
Oh, was he? All right, do it.
We can do that. All right, so iOS, just hit that waveform, just like that. Tap the speaker icon, and it instantly will mute it. And for Android, it is exactly the same waveform. I have no Mevos connected, but if I did, then you could just tap that waveform and then tap mute again. So pretty easy.
Interesting.
Thanks to the
Yeah, there is. Yeah, can you add a mute button in multicam? I'm looking at Mevo 2.0 like I'm crazy. Okay. Wait, can you tap? Wait, that's monitor. Never mind. Disregard. Wonderful. Great question, Brian. All right. Bring it on, Fred. Let's see what you got. Question mark. Are we spinning again? Is it happening? What was that? Oh, wrong screen. Let me fix that. I'm just going to go ahead and fix that. Go back to the Mevo app. Paste that there. Problem solved. This is on the fly editing, my friends. We're doing it. Did not want to do that. All right, Fred the Hippo says, how do I change the format of the recording to local storage, not SD card? You can't, right? You can't change the... Oh, he wants to change the format or the location. The second part seems like location. The first part seems like format. Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
Can you clarify a little bit, Fred, just so we... I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
You can change the record location using the different parts of the recording function. Let me pull that up.
Let's go ahead and just...
So you can do record to device, or you can do record to the SD card. So you can either ISO record or save the entire output onto your device. Yeah.
Can you guys go over where the recordings get stored on iOS?
Sure.
And Multicam.
So for iOS, it's going to be in the default Photos app. So you can find them. Let's see, I don't even use the Photos app. There you go, Photos app. And it's the same with the Android. It will save in your default Photos app as well. And that is Google Photos right there.
Google Photos. So for the Mevo 2.0 app, issue with that is it goes to your SD card. You can't access it on your mobile device. So when you're in your SD card, you should be able to find it there just like any kind of traditional camera. Now, interesting thing is, a lot of people think that you can plug your Mevo into the computer and retrieve the files. That way you can't. If you want to access your files, you've got to either download it from the SD card on your mobile device, from the library, which, let me see if I can, oh, I've got no recordings on here and I can't record right now because I'm using this camera actively. But there is an option in the library where you can actually download it or like even upload it to a destination like Vimeo, YouTube, or something like that. Or my recommendation, simply take the card out of the camera, go to your computer, put it in using an adapter, or if it has one built in, and you can drag and drop it significantly faster than trying to download it over Wi-Fi.
For sure.
That would be my absolute
Format as in
yeah,
like exFAT. Yeah.
exFAT.
Yeah. Weren't you just saying the other day that the format of the default format of the Mevo
Is exFAT.
app? Yeah.
Yeah, if you format it in Multicam or the Mevo 2.0 app, it will be exFAT. Yeah, so you won't technically change it yourself. You just got to format it in the app, and it'll do it for you. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Ooh, this is a good question. I'm excited for it. But, oh, look at it. You're so fast, Joseph. You make fast people look not fast. All right. Jazzy Jeff says, can you record 3 separate mics, one per Mevo, simultaneously during a single recording?
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Each camera gets its own. I mean, they've got, I mean, honestly, you could do more than one microphone if you wanted, because each camera's got USB, it's got 3.5, it's got audio, or it's got the onboard. You can use the Mevo Mic app, all of those things. And you've got to configure some of those things in the Mevo 2.0 app before you go to multicam. But as far as like using the 3.5 or onboard microphones, that's by default. So by simply using each audio source for each camera, it'll automatically do that. So yeah, and then like you can see right here, oh, this is kind of cool that I'm like pointing and it's, oh no, it looked a lot more natural. Yeah, there it is. Okay, the tablet closest to me, that Android tablet, you can see that audio source right there. Now, if you had 3 cameras connected, you would see 3 of those. And then, you know, in the future, when we start adding more sources, such as USB and things like that, those will also be listed. So it'll be like a full-blown mixing software solution.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Great question, Jazzy Jeff. And I like the format of your name. I haven't seen the XX on each side of the name. I feel like that's like a classic gaming solution. Whoa.
Yeah.
How did you bring in the flag? Did you do that? Oh, did the app just do that? I'm impressed. I'm feeling pretty excited. It's the little things in life. Right. It's the little things in life.
Question. You know, I wish we had our expert Andy.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, we should start bringing Andy onto these shows for shipping questions.
We'll do a nice little video call with Andy at one point.
That would be pretty fun. So unfortunately, I don't have that information in front of us. But if you want, go to help.mevo.com and we can get you hooked up with somebody. Just mention that you want to order and you're in Tunisia, and it'll automatically go to the person who handles fulfillment, and they should be able to find you some answers. His name's Andy. He's wonderful.
Mevo.com, you probably can from a reseller.
Facts. Yeah, 100%. I'm almost positive you can get it on Mevo.com. Here, you can go ahead and answer that multicam question. I'll check Mevo.com and see if Tunisia's listed.
If the boost is connected to Ethernet, can the Multicam app see it, assuming connected to the same router as Wi-Fi? Yeah, so as long as it's on the same local network, then the Multicam will see it. So it's the same with the Mevo Start. If you have the Mevo Start connected to that network via Ethernet, same process with the boost.
Ooh, hey, so fun fact. Yeah, great question. Sorry, I apologize. Fun fact, you can absolutely order at Mevo.com for Tunisia.
Ooh, nice. See, we're all over the place.
We are all over the place, my friend. Sanskrit is back. Welcome back, Sanskrit.
Awesome.
Love the questions. We're at like 24. Hopefully somebody gets, I'm not ending the stream until we hit 25. So hopefully somebody gets us one more. But yeah, let's see if we can get Sanskrit's question up here. Wait, is that the same thing? That was the question you just answered. All right, I need one more question before we can end the stream. So in the meantime, I do want to cover one more time our live show, because we have a great show tomorrow with Joseph, and I'm telling you, it's absolutely worth it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Mevo audio show, and I mean any of our shows. So if you love being able to get one-on-one, get questions answered live, if you enjoy getting tips, tricks, all of those things, announcements, sales. I mean, if you just want the latest and greatest news that is Mevo, make sure you like, follow, subscribe at Mevo Camera on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And I mean, we'd love to have you all back, because one, this is what we're doing for. It's wonderful. We absolutely love it. So please take advantage of these shows. We love doing them. Hopefully you're enjoying them. And I mean, we've had 24 questions, one short of 25. So as I said, I will not be ending the stream until I get another question.
Go see if you can stump Joe in a 2.0 question.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. Jazzy Jeff is back from Facebook.
Cameras. The range is
YouTube.
dependent on the range of your Wi-Fi. So,
Indeed.
right now we're in a huge office building that is basically like a giant warehouse converted into an awesome office.
Yeah, they used to build boats here.
Yeah, if you have Wi-Fi that's covering the entire building, which we do, then we could have a Mevo very, very far away. Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, the actual network card, excuse me, inside the Mevo Start, you're looking at about 100 feet, and that's clear line of sight. Once you start adding some other things into consideration, like obstacles and things, it's going to get lower, or interference, it's going to get lower. But like Will said, this is like a mesh network here. This entire building's covered. So no matter where we're at in the building, we can have a Mevo set up and we can access them. We actually have one in each one of our conference rooms here in the building for all the different organizations to use. And we can access and update them all directly from our office without hiccup. So it really just depends on your network configuration, your environment, and things like that.
You can do Ethernet as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another great thing is, like, even with multicam, you can have multiple different methods of connectivity. So you could have some Mevos connected via Wi-Fi, some Mevos connected via Ethernet. As long as they can all communicate, you can use them. It's wonderful. You don't have to have the same connection on each camera to use them simultaneously with multicam. Awesome. We got past the 25 questions. We have one more from Skip Williams. Can you get audio in, power in, and Ethernet all at the same time on the USB-C? Oh, audio out. Out in? What?
Ah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, you could use a USB splitter.
Yeah.
And have one port be to a PoE, which would bring in Ethernet and power, and then the other port on the splitter would be audio. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm very curious about the PoE one though, just because
I mean,
it's
PoE has the USB-C port.
right. But is it? I don't know. I don't know if that USB-C cable is outputting something different than a typical USB-C cable, simply because of the way it's working, or is the conversion already completely complete? And I don't know. I'm not positive about the PoE one, but you can absolutely, like he mentioned, you can absolutely use like a USB hub splitter and accomplish all of those things. Whether or not you can use the PoE function, I'm unsure, and I don't want to give you a wrong answer because I just don't know. But you can absolutely get each or all of those things. I just don't. The PoE function is just a little bit different as far as just Ethernet on its own. 100%. Or power and Ethernet separately, you can 100% do with the hub that he was mentioning. Robert says, I got about 400 feet to a single Mevo on an Android device outdoor line of sight, but it was sketchy and our office is in the boonies of Western Kentucky. So I was actually lucky enough to be part of the initial testing for the Mevo Start when it came to the wireless distance. Went out there with our I don't know. She's an engineer, Leona. She's wonderful, but she does basically frequencies and things like that. So we were in New York City and we were just walking down a bunch of parks and we like had the little measuring thing. And basically, once that thing started tearing, we were marketing it or marking where we were, and we would change some things and go test again and again and again. And I was shocked about how far you could go. Advertised length or distance is 100 feet, clear line of sight, but as Robert has pointed out, you can definitely push those limits for sure. It just, once again, it depends on your environment, depends on line of sight, obstacles, noise, interference, frequencies, lots of stuff. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Robert. That's awesome. Yeah. Jazzy Jeff is back. Perfect. Our team is going to pick up a 3-pack for a big trade show event, planning to do some lives and recording to micro SD card. Yeah, that's awesome, Jeff. Make sure you do some testing. Make sure you're familiar with everything. Charge your stuff up. Get your updates done. Do some test streams. Make sure all the permissions are good. Just make sure you're good to go. But you get that 3-pack, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and impressed and happy with your purchase.
Absolutely.
Sanskrit. Since Mevo uses Bluetooth, just wait, my friend. Can one connect a Bluetooth headset at the same time to monitor the sound on the app? Okay, so fun fact, Mevo uses Bluetooth for discovery, not for connectivity. So you're technically not connecting via Bluetooth. You're simply like doing an initial handshake saying, the Mevo is basically telling your phone, hey, I'm here, here's my info, and they basically shake hands, and now you can connect to it via the local network. So it's allowing you to configure your network so you can connect that way. As far as connecting Bluetooth, yeah, go ahead.
You can, of course, monitor
Yeah.
Bluetooth because the monitoring is coming from your phone or tablet.
Yep.
So you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, you can 100% take like AirPods or whatever it may be, connect it to your mobile device and monitor from that. When you're monitoring, you're not monitoring from your Mevo itself. Like he had mentioned, it's coming specifically from the mobile device. So I just wanted to make sure I clarified how Mevo uses Bluetooth, and then yeah. I mean, there's a reason we answer that one quite a bit. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sanskrit, and thanks for the question. It's a good one. Thank you all for the questions. All 30 of you? Wonderful. Thank you for all 30 of you for jumping in today. Wonderful show. How long are we at today? We are at 56 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Doesn't it? Love it. All right. Fantastic. All right, everyone. Until tomorrow's show, I know from at least myself and Will, we appreciate you all coming. If you do have any technical questions or issues, make sure you go to help.mevo.com. We'd be more than happy to answer your tickets. We are the same ones who answer your tickets, along with Joseph, who's behind the scenes today. We answer the tickets, we walk you through and provide guides and whatever it may be. So if you do need some help, go to help.mevo.com and we'll make sure you get that help that you need. For all of our future shows, like, follow, subscribe at Mevo Camera, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And until tomorrow's show with Joseph, thank you from everyone here at the Mevo team. So we'll see you all tomorrow.